cannot be captured by La Republique du Cameroun. Field Marshal No Pity is an invisible force that the spirit of Southern Cameroon, if La Republique understand the spirit of Southern Cameroon, especially the people of Ngokutunja, I don't think they will venture to attempt to find where General No Pity is. If they understood the Ngokutunja people, the origin, the source, their power, their might, then it will be very important that they acknowledge, because the more they search for General No Pity, the more they sink themselves. So General No Pity in Ngokutunja, as this history of Ngokutunja, maybe you are not aware of the history of Ngokutunja, maybe it's time to refresh your memory and understand what is Ngokutunja and why does the name originate. And the invisible spirit of the people of Ngokutunja is not the one La Republique should venture. So I can assure La Republique du Cameroun, you got to let go and acknowledge defeat. But as you continue to search for General No Pity, you saw what happened this morning. You guys were searching and you haven't even left Bamenda yet. You saw the invisible force of Ngokutunja, and I'm sure you guys still haven't learned a lesson. So let the war goes on. Acknowledge defeat. But if you continue to search for General No Pity, then you need to visit the historical culture of the people of Ngokutunja. This is Comrade Funton Daniel speaking live here from the great state of Texas here in the United States. For those who are watching, this is what happened this morning.
Beti live! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti live! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Marie!
Ambzonia, Yaounde de Mega de Ratagon, Tini Kaptuwaka, Dibana Diba Marifo, now
I'm asking.
As you watch these images, this is what happened this morning. A group of neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun military, a contingent of La Republique military descend, as they are about to descend to Ngokutunja to search for Field Marshal No Pity. But unfortunately, they suffer a heavy, some have injury and have been airlifted to the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun military. Their military truck hit and eventually proceed to an unknown interrelated areas that some of the military have been seriously wounded. Details of those wounded have not been yet brought forth in this broadcast. But however, they suffer a severe injury as they were searching, or they said they were proceeding to prosecute and Field Marshal No Pity. But in this regard, but I can testify and notify La Republique du Cameroun that the spirit and the invisible spirit of the people of Ngokutunja shall not be trampled upon by the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. Stay tuned for this broadcast. Don't go away.
Beti live! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti live! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Marie!
Marie!
Beti life. Never promising. Never promising. No Beti life. Never promising. Lioness. Oh, Maris. Marie.
Ambzonia, na weekend de terrain, méthode de Ratagon, qui est capture Wata, Diba au Marifort. You want to tell the Governmental, c'est the note. Now Allah.
Led by the eminent Field Marshal No Pity. But however, I want to bring to the key facts in this discussion is neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun, especially the Beti and the Bulus Ewondo clan. Let's go straight to the
Beti life. Never promising. Never promising. No Beti life. Never promising. Lioness. Maris.
On a la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut. On avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît, mais elle reste dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun. Ça donne beaucoup de problèmes.
Please, if you, we understand.
For fellow citizens of La Republique, fellow citizens of La Republique du Cameroun, it is imperative that you guys understand the reason why the people of Southern Cameroon are fighting in this war. And I know many of you, as you all are joining La Republique du Cameroun military, especially a forces that is made up of a certain group of clans or villages, which is called the Betis, the Bulus, and the Ewondos. And they are the majority that control especially this force. I know young generation of the Betis origin, I know when you grew up, you were so satisfied that you have the opportunity at your disposal and joining the military to defend your own territory. But I'm sure many of you who were born in 1984 and down, why I choose the year 1984 is because it is very interesting. It is quite interesting because that is the year this Paul Biya declared and abolished and said Cameroon is now called the Republic. So from 1984, Cameroon became a republic, ignoring the fundamental principles that brought the two nations together, and in so doing violated the rule. First, Southern Cameroon is not a colonial territory of La Republique du Cameroun. Secondly, Southern Cameroon is not a conquered territory of La Republique du Cameroun. I'm sure when you guys grew up, you understand that you are speaking French, and you understand that the people of Southern Cameroon are speaking English. it could have drawn your attention to find out further. I know you guys don't have the investigative mind to question the validity of a certain assumptions and argue, but because you have been told that you are La Republique de Cameroon and you just forcefully assume that Cameroon is what it is. But however, it is quite to understand that you don't have to accept things because someone spoke into you. You have to question the validity of their statement, whether is it true or there is some dishonesty in the fact they presented. And so that is the contrast difference between the people of Southern Cameroon. The people of Southern Cameroon does not just accept, they question the validity of a certain assumption that have been put forward to them. And that is why they're exceptionally different between the people of Southern Cameroon and the Republique du Cameroon. First of all, let's look detailing the Betis and the Bulus and the Ewondo clans. It is quite imperative that you guys understand that Southern Cameroon is not part of the Bulu territory. You all are being sacrificed your life. I could see some of you very young and just got married and probably have children or expect to have children, but you are blindfolded and sent to Southern Cameroon to fight and say, oh, c'est notre territoire. Is that your territory? Nous les anglophones, les anglophones, on est très intelligents. Nous ne sommes pas comme le fou que vous pensez. Nous sommes très intelligents. C'est parce que nous venons de vous dire que le territoire du pays du Southern Cameroun, ce n'est pas le territoire du pays du francophone. C'est ça qui est très vrai, parce que votre grand-parent, par exemple, votre grand-parent des Ewondo, des Beti, des Bulus, il vous a manqué que le territoire du Southern Cameroun, c'était le territoire de la République du Cameroun. Ça, c'est pas vrai, ça c'est trop. Ils ont vous manqué. Maintenant, on vous envoie dans le pays, dans le territoire du Southern Cameroun, mais on vous tue comme les animaux. Mais vous ne pensez pas que pourquoi on nous a envoyé dans le territoire du Southern Cameroun. Et là, il ne dit rien. Exactement pourquoi. Parce que les études qu'on vous a données, c'était vraiment, on vous a manqué. On vous a manqué vraiment l'histoire du Southern Cameroun. L'histoire du Southern Cameroun est vraiment très différente. Par exemple, quand vous êtes né, vous grandissez, vous regardez votre parent et vous ne pouvez même pas demander pourquoi cette zone parle français et votre zone parle français et notre zone des anglophones parle l'anglais. Là, ça vous dit qu'il y a certaines choses que ça ne marche pas qu'on vous disait. Donc c'est votre besoin de demander exactement le vrai histoire, l'origine du Southern Cameroun. Parce que vous avez trop manqué et maintenant vous venez perdre votre vie dans la zone Southern Cameroun. Donc moi je vous dis que la zone Southern Cameroun, ce n'est pas la zone du francophone. Ce n'est pas la zone, la territoire de la République du Cameroun. C'est ça que vous avez manqué parce qu'il avait le minéral qui sont dans le territoire du Southern Cameroun. C'est là que les gens de la France qui vous a trompé et vous a manqué que le territoire du Southern Cameroun, c'est le territoire de la République du Cameroun. Parce qu'il ne pouvait pas aller chercher le minéral dans la zone de Southern Cameroun. Donc il faut un pays, par exemple, vous êtes la coloniale de la République du Cameroun. Donc, et le Cameroun, la République du Cameroun, c'est un colonial territoire de la République du Cameroun. Donc, ils ont donné l'avantage de vous de faire un guerre sur le territoire du Southern Cameroun, là où vous a donné l'opportunité de la France de venir chercher le minéral dans le Southern Cameroun. Donc, il faut que vous avez même regardé. parce que vous perdez votre vie dans le Southern Cameroun à cause des gens qui ne parlent pas la vérité. Pour bien, il faut penser même, vous êtes jeune, vous avez peut-être le 1984, si 84, si c'est vraiment la date, mais je sais que mon français c'est pas très bien, mais je peux me débrouiller. Et je pense que je débrouille comme ça, que vous avez attendu pourquoi ils aiment vraiment, que vous avez trompé, vous avez manqué, maintenant vous venez perdre votre vie dans la zone anglophone. Parce que le français que vous pensez, ce sont les gens qui sont très malheureux. Ce sont les gens que vous ne pouvez pas avoir que les gens qui sont honnêtes. Les Français ne sont pas honnêtes. Il faut savoir, le Français que vous voyez, parce que vous pensez que le Français, il a certains, je pense, parce qu'il a certains gens que, souvent quand j'étais à Douala, quand je visite à Douala, il y a le francophone, il me dit en anglais, dit en français que je vais chez moi en Paris. Le Français vous avez trompé depuis et il continue à tromper. Donc il faut que savoir que vous-même savoir que là vous avez toujours la territoire colonial du français et vous pensez que pour aller en France, c'est vraiment la meilleure chose que vous avez eue. Donc, vous avez trompé, vous avez manqué. Donc il faut savoir, parce que les autres, nous anglophones, nous anglophones, on ne sommes pas accepter les choses parce que les gens disent, on évalue la vérité de certains mots ou messages que, même si c'est le Grande-Bretagne, on ne peut pas accepter parce que nous, on était le colonial du Grande-Bretagne, donc on doit accepter tout ce que le Grande-Bretagne dit. Non! On vraiment regarde la vérité de l'amour que le Grande-Bretagne dit. Donc on ne peut pas jamais accepter parce que quand le Grande-Bretagne a accepté que, vous doit dire ça. Non! On ne peut pas jamais accepter ces choses. On voit la vérité, la qualité des mots que le Grande-Bretagne te donne. Même les États-Unis, c'est ça qu'on est différent entre vous, les francophones, et nous, les anglophones. Donc c'est ça que parce que nous, on n'a jamais accepté les choses parce qu'on disait ça. Par exemple, on vous envoyait quand on vous parle nos sons, et vous envoyez comme le mot, les gens qui n'ont même pas la tête, qui ne processent pas les informations, qui parlent parce qu'il y a notre commando, il y a notre généraux qui m'ont envoyé. Donc il faut qu'on les tue les gens de Nord-Ouest. Maintenant, je vous dis, parce que les armes que vous avez, nous avons ça maintenant. Et on est prêt de tuer tous les francophones qui arrivent dans la zone du Southern Cameroun. Parce que on est vraiment capable, prêt. Et je vous dis, et si vous continuez à venir dans la zone anglophone, parce que notre territoire n'est pas le territoire de la République du Cameroun. On est venu ensemble. Il faut regarder. Parce que cette négociation entre le Southern Cameroun par le United Nations, c'était qu'on ne peut pas, nous les anglophones, viennent par un territoire colonisé par la République du Cameroun. On est venu en la zone comme la fédération. La question, c'est parce que si on est ensemble avec notre matériel dans la zone Southern Cameroun, avec votre matériel, on peut vivre ensemble comme un bon pays. Mais actuellement, le type-ci, comme on appelle le port bien, avec votre Grégoire Ouana, on est tous les Ouana là, que vous avez. Vous avez trompé, ils avaient manqué, et ils ne disent même pas la vérité, et là vous venez comme les chèvres dans les zones Southern Cameroun. Vous ne pouvez même pas demander pourquoi on nous envoie. Vous ne demandez pas. Vous devenez comme un chèvre, parce que le chèvre, quand on met comment on appelle ça, robe, quand on met ça, il parle comme un mouton. Il ne savait même pas demander pourquoi on m'envoie et pourquoi cette guerre. Vous ne demandez pas. Vous parlez comme un chien. Vous parlez comme un chien. c'est là que les gens du nord-ouest, les gens du Bamenda, les gens de Anglophone, les gens de Ambazonie, ils font la guerre que c'est le territoire du Ambazonie. Ce n'est pas le territoire de la République du Cameroun. Donc quand on te demande que vous viens pour faire quoi? Il faut demander. Mais parce qu'il y a les autres, vous-même, qui sont nés en 1984, qui viennent de marier, qui viennent de eu les enfants. Et maintenant, tout vient dans les zones de Southern Cameroun pour faire une guerre que ça n'a pas de mérite. Ça, c'est vraiment terrible. Parce que les gens là, par exemple, Paul Biya, il est probablement 90 ans. Et vous pensez qu'il a la mot de tête qui pense une chose qui est vraiment cohérente. C'est un bizarre que je ne vois le jeune gars comme vous, on t'a envoyé, vous prendre les armes, tout vient comme un chèvre dans la zone Southern Cameroun. Vous venez comme un chèvre. Vous ne pouvez même pas demander pourquoi les gens de Ambazonia ils parlent l'anglais. Pourquoi nous ne parlons pas l'anglais? Donc ça veut dire qu'il y a une chose que quand on ne dit rien, qu'ils vont vous manquer. Et là, vous ne pouvez même pas questionner. Vous le prenez la tête comme un chèvre. Vous entrez dans la voiture comme un chèvre. Vous le viendrez dans le Southern Cameroun comme un chèvre. Là, on tue comme un chèvre. Ça, c'est vraiment un bizarre. Je ne peux même pas eu les gens qui n'ont même pas la tête, qui ne pensent jamais. Les gens de francophones, là, ils n'ont même pas la tête. On te vous envoyer. Vous ne pouvez même pas demander pourquoi on nous envoie dans la zone Southern Cameroun. Ils ont la raison de demander pourquoi vous venez dans notre territoire. C'est ça qu'on appelle ça en anglais divide and rule system. Vous pensez quoi? Tous les gouverneurs du Southern Cameroun, ce sont la République, ce sont le Bulus, ce sont les francophones. Là, c'est vrai. La raison est que c'est parce qu'il envoie ça que pour contrôler la zone Southern Cameroun, parce qu'il peut avoir la moyen de prendre tout le matériel de Southern Cameroun avec comment on dit ça même quoi en français, je ne pense même pas. But anyway, it's what they call in English divide and rule system. Divide and rule system. And that is why the governors of Southern Cameroon are all francophones, so that they can control and give instruction what must happen. First, you have all the governors have always been francophones. The reason is clear. Because France knew that a divide and rule system, a control system, that the people of Southern Cameroon must succumb to their decision. They give instruction without, and you have certain Southern Cameroon citizens that are absolutely dormant. They ignore fundamental historical facts and they proceed to agree on the wrong. And just imagine, Valerinka is a citizen of Southern Cameroon, and you are so stupid. You are so stupid. You understand that Southern Cameroon is not a territory of the Republic of Cameroon. You are being sent to Southern Cameroon, and you are so stupid. It's like the Austrian, prior to the German independence, the Austrian, they knew that a divided leadership, mostly, I think, is it Austria or Prussia? It's either or, but it should be Prussia. And I think either Austria or Prussia, in the days of revolutions, they implement censorship. They implement appointing someone from a different tribe to govern a different tribe, a divide and rule system. So that will give them the upper hand to control every aspect. Use the military to suppress. And this is exactly the Francophone policy that are doing. Appointed governors of the Francophone origin to control the territory of Southern Cameroon. We have reached the prime moment that we need to let La Republique to understand that we are not here for. We are here for good. And that Southern Cameroon must prevail. Southern Cameroon territory must prevail, not on the terms of La Republique du Cameroun, but on the terms of the people of Southern Cameroon, on the terms of the people of Ambazonia. We have reached the prime moment. We have reached the prime moment. We have reached the prime moment. And I urge all citizens of Southern Cameroon, wherever you are, and that we need to give all our support as the Ambazonian defense system has sacrificed their lives for the own good of the Southern Cameroon territory. Of course, stay tuned, don't go away.
That you call yours, people can do what has been done to our children in West Cameroon. I call it West Cameroon because we will never take it out of our mouths again, because that is a territory in which we believe in freedom. To go out on the street and demonstrate is a basic right for us, and that is why we are saying that there are two Cameroons that came together. If you are telling us, like a state minister stood here last year and told us that what happened in Cameroon is like dropping a few cubes of sugar into a basin of water.
Today, na the 17th of September 2021, just some few hours after the 16th, where the lion them will be talk about the lay ambush at the Sapga Hill, when a Major General no pity with a Jaguar. That means the corps the way them be there around, na a detachment from the Marines, when na their land force of Bambalang, and the one that way they move on from the Jaguars, when na for Bamising. After a fierce battle between the ARFs and the thieves them, we been from the Povia Bartolomeo, don't create them. Now wait this way, then we bring them out. As we see, gun them plenty, we know they count them. As if you see, make una look and fine. Make Ambzonia then look them. Gun proof them there for down. Helmet them there. Now be are them, not be picking them, first class be them. From the guns them where them there for down, una see them. And no pity itself, FM no pity, the Major General way, now the king, if we don't talk them. No one day, no day will go buy gun again. We collect them from them. No day, una see, na machine this. We will check them, say, we shall go ever can see them, we take them from them. We never buy them. And we go use them for collect more. Now that, we take them all, we granite them for day. We not go buy them, we go already collect them. As we never see them never down plenty. This very mark, they never down now 4 of them. On a visit, them be this. And this one for talk without Yaounde regime. If they like for the loss they are picking them every day, make them continue for the lie, for the war, say everything be normal. As the people go for United Nations, if people in the Povia Bartolomeo like them for go lie, if the United Nations like them for keep a blind eye to wait to wait it happen, it means that they like them for the see corpses every day. As we have seen them, now 10 army them be there for inside moto, 10 bees them. From this helmet them, 6 don't burn. From this gun proof them, 6 don't burn. From this gun them, no one never lost. We collect all those. And for the motor them, when I gun at them, we burn all those. We collect machine them, now them be this. We never buy one. Because we collect them, and at the beginning be this. As in the strong head, as days and they go, as days and they go, as and they burn, months and they go, we continue that so. And even if this struggle be say it will go again, now for 25, 30, 35 years, we go forge ahead. And by that time, for stop them, it go hard until then do what we will talk them. Yeah, make the world know. Make United Nations then see them. This gun they not be gun where they would get them, no will kill them, not kill them. Yeah, if we not see them, we not keep a blind eye. People go to die every day. When we not come, we not keep innocent Ambazonians, we not label them as Ambazonia fighters. We not see them. Now beat and this way fighters, them don't catch them. Then slaughter like foul them. Yeah, if we not want them to stop the bloodshed, we not go to a negotiation table. Thank you very much.
I'm sure if you are watching, you must understand the reason and why the people of Southern Cameroon, as you saw, you listened from the speaker, those are the elements or the elite unit of La Republique du Cameroun, neighboring country La Republique du Cameroun. In fact, the world has been deceived. And the one thing that I can assure is that the British Administrative Authority, Sir Andrew Cohen, the British Administrative Authority, Sir Andrew Cohen, is the person of interest that has brought us into this chaos scene, that you see that the people of Southern Cameroon has developed a resistance. The United Nations Resolution 1540 called for a decolonization. It did not call for partial decolonization. If the British Administrative Authority, led by Sir Andrew Cohen, was fact and understood the demand of the people of Southern Cameroon, then we would not have arrived in this moment that we find ourselves. So our people have developed that resistance because of the injustice that were meted upon the people of Southern Cameroon by the British government. United States is fully aware of this clear fact. United States is fully aware. United States voted in 1961 to recognize the state of Southern Cameroon. The British, because the British was the administrative authority of the Southern Cameroon, the United States could not proceed. United States has to agree on what the British do. And so this is the pain and the suffering that our people of Southern Cameroon are going through because of one single individual, Andrew Cohen, Sir Andrew Cohen. Sir Andrew Cohen made the poor judgment on the false assumption that the people of Southern Cameroon should live under the umbrella of a foreign dominant territory, La Republique du Cameroun. That gives an opportunity from the French, the opportunistic French, to occupy our territory because that is the source of mineral that they're going to be harvesting for their easy French. Imagine that in Southern Cameroon, agricultural products are more expensive, but they are cheaper in France because of the free that is going on. How does France make it easy for them to collect material from Africa at a cheaper rate? One, devaluation. They will tell these zealous and the dumbest Francophone leaders that your currency no longer valid. And so because of that, we have to devalue your currency. The purpose is to make material cheaper so that France can easily have access and fed its French citizens. That's the rubbish that we are seeing. But the people of Southern Cameroon will not succumb to those rubbish. Fellow brothers and sisters, we are at war, and the war is real, and we have to stand and defend our territory. We will not allow our territory for a foreign colonial to occupy and consume our material. Let France continue to occupy its Francophone territory. But we will not, the Southern Cameroon will not succumb to La Republique dominated government to control our territory that will facilitate France to have access to our product. There is a boundary that separates us. Why is it that we must live under a foreign dominant of La Republique du Cameroun? No. United States should stand for the truth. I urge the United States to stand for veracity. I urge United States to stand for the truth. I urge United States to respect their honesty. I know United States is very honest, but it's time the United States show their honesty on the question of the Southern Cameroon. It's time United States to stand up and speak. It's time the United States to raise their voice. It's time United States is not afraid of anybody to speak of. Let me bring the U.S. Secretary of State. Why is it important that the United States need to act? It is important, it is vital that the United States need to act. Let's just hold on again.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris! No! Marie!
Of Northwest, Ambazonia, Etudi, now we get the terrain, Major Rasagon, Tiri Captain Wata, Jiban and Jiba Bari Fall. We want to take the Governmental. Said it not there. Now Allah.
This is in Ayaba Ayaba Street. La Republique truck don't come for opposite finance building. Now this population so stand the watch now. See, I mean, today don't completely been a terrible bad day for La Republique. So now the video is where they film and they go towards place where the motor fall. So I don't know whether it will be safe for me for film the motor show for you. But now the place is so opposite finance building for Ayaba Street.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris! No! Marie!
Of Northwest, Ambazonia, Etudi, now we get the terrain, Major Rasagon, Tiri Captain Wata, Jiban and Jiba Bari Fall. We want to take the Governmental. Said it not there. Now Allah.
Today, na the 17th of September 2021, just some few hours after the 16th, where the lion them will be talk about will lay ambush at the Sapga Hill when a Major General no pity with a Jaguar. That means the corps the way them be there around na a detachment from the Marines when are their land force of Bambalang and the one that will move on from the Jaguars when are for Bamising. After a fierce battle between the ARFs and the thieves them, we been from the Povia Bartolomeo, don't create them. Now wait it this way, then we bring them out. As we if you see, gun them plenty, we know they count them. As if you see, make una look and fine, make Ambzonia then look them. Gun proof them there for down. Helmet them day. Now BIR them not be picking them first class B them. From the guns them where them there for down, una if see them. And no pity itself, FM no pity, the Major General way, now the king, if we don't talk him, no one day no day will go buy gun again. We will collect them from them. No day, una see, now machine this. We will check them, say, we shall go ever can see them, we take them from them. We never buy them. And we go use them for collect more. Now that, we take them all, we granite them for day. We not go buy them, we go already collect them. As we have see them never down plenty. This very mark, they never down now 4 of them. We have see them them be this. And this one for talk for that Yaounde regime. If they like for the loss they are picking them every day, make them continue for the lie, for the war, say everything be normal. As the Republic go for United Nations, if people in the Povia Bartolomeo like and for go lie, if the United Nations like and for keep a blind eye to wait the happen, it means that they like and for the see corpses every day. As on Avisiam, now 10 army them be there for inside moto, 10 bees them. From this helmet them, 6 don't burn. From this gun prove them, 6 don't burn. From this gun them, no one over loss. We collect all those. And for the motor them, when I gun at them, we burn all those. We collect machine them, now them be this. We never buy one because we collect them, and at the beginning be this. As in the strong head, as days and they go, as days and they go, as and they burn, months and they go, we continue that so. And even if this struggle be say it will go again, now for 25, 30, 35 years, we go forge ahead. And by that time, for stop them, it go hard until then do what we will talk them. Yeah, make the world know. Make United Nations then see them. This gun they not be gun where they would get them, we kill them, not kill them. Yeah. If we not see them, we not keep a blind eye, people go to die every day. When we not come, we not keep innocent Ambazonians, we not label them as Ambazonia fighters. We not see them. Now beat them this way fighters, them don't catch them. Then slaughter like foul them. Yeah, if we not want them to stop the bloodshed, we not go to a negotiation. Today, na the 17th of September 2021, just some few hours after the 16th, where the lion them will be talk about will lay ambush at the Sapga Hill, when a Major General no pity with a Jaguar. That means the corps them where them be there around, na a detachment from the Marines, when at their land force of Bambalang, and the one that would move on from the Jaguars when of a missing. After a fierce battle between the ARFs and the thieves them, we been from the Povia Bartolomeo, don't create them. Now wait it this way, then we bring them out. As when we see, gun them plenty, we know they count them. As if you see, make una look and find, make Ambzonia and look them. Gun prove them they for down. Helmet them day. Now be are them not be picking them first class B them. From the guns them where them they for down on official. And no pity itself, FM no pity, the Major General way now the king, if we don't talk them. No one day not they will go buy gun again. We collect them from them. No day, una see, now machine this. We will check them say, we shall go ever can see them, we take them from them. We never buy them. And we go use them for collect more. Now that, we take them all we granite them for day. We not go buy them, we go already collect them. As we have see them never down plenty. This very mark, they never down now 4 of them. And have see them now them be this. And this one for talk for that Yaounde regime. If they like for the loss they are picking them every day, make them continue for the lie, for the war, say everything be normal. As the vehicle go for United Nations, if people in the Povia Bartolomeo like them for go lie, if the United Nations like them for keep a blind eye to wait it happen, it means that they like them for the see corpses every day. As we have see them, now 10 army them be there for inside motor, 10 bees them. From the helmet them, 6 don't burn. From this gun prove them, 6 don't burn. From this gun them, no one over loss. We collect all those. And for the motor them, when I gun at them, we burn all those. We collect machine them, now them be this. We never buy one because we collect them, and at the beginning be this. As in the strong head, as days and they go, as days and they go, as and they burn, months and they go, we continue that so. And even if this struggle be say it will go again, now for 25, 30, 35 years, we go forge ahead. And by that time, for stop them, it go hard until then do what we will talk them. Yeah, make the world know. Make United Nations then see them. This gun they not be gun where they would get them, we kill them, not kill them. Yeah. If we not see them, we not keep a blind eye, people go to die every day. When we not come, we not keep innocent Ambazonians, we not label them as Ambazonia fighters. We not see them. Now beat them this way fighters, them don't catch them. Then slaughter like foul them. Yeah, if we not want them to stop the bloodshed, We'll go to a negotiation.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris! No! Marie!
Of Northwest, Ambazonia, Etudi, now we get the terrain, make it a Rasagon, Tili Captain Wata, Jiban and Jiba very far. We want to take the Governmental. Said it not there. Now Allah.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris! No! Marie!
Of Northwest, Ambazonia, Etudi, now we get the terrain, make it a Rasagon, Tili Captain Wata, Jiban and Jiba very far. We want to take the Governmental. Said it not there. Now Allah.
On avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone, qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone.
Thank you very much. Where the Yaounde will be talk about
mais elle reste dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun.
At the Sabga Hill, when a Major General no pity with a Jaguar. That means
please, if you we understand.
On avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life!
Qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont...
9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris!
Aujourd'hui, d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un...
Marie!
La possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone, qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising!
les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur...
Never promising! 9 days! 9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba!
Un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone.
No! Beti life! Never promising!
Dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun. Ça donne beaucoup.
Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days!
Please, if you we...
Système francophone qui était celui de la majorité.
9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris! No!
80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que... un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste.
The corps the way them be there around, na a detachment from the Marines.
Ambazonia,
directement dans le système francophone qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%, mais je crois que les pays sont...
Of Bambalang and the one that were moving from the Jaguars, when of a missing. After a fierce battle between the ARFs and the thieves.
Aujourd'hui, d'affirmer leur identité, et c'est pour ça l'habilité de les intégrer directement dans le...
We been from the Povia Bartolomeo. Don't create them. Now wait it this way, then we bring them out. As when if you see, gun them plenty, we know they count them. As if you see, make una look and fine. Make Ambzonia and look them. Gun prove them there for down. Help made them day. Now be are them not be picking them first class be them. From the guns them where them there for down una fi see am. And no pity itself, FM no pity, the major general way now the king, if we don't talk him. No one day no they will go buy gun again. We will collect them from them.
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising! 9 days! 9 days!
Francophone, qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%.
Maris! Marie!
Je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité et c'est pour ça que nous... Un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste... L'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun, ça donne beaucoup de problèmes.
Please, if you...
L'habilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone qui était
Beti life! Never promising! Never promising! No Beti life! Never promising!
Du peuple, 80%, mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité et c'est pour ça...
9 days! 9 days! Oh, Diba! Maris!
Marie! Sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun. Ça donne beaucoup de problèmes.
We understand.
Now you can understand why the citizens of Southern Cameroon are fighting. And you can hear from the message of the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun president. The people of Southern Cameroon was never a conquered territory. The people of Southern Cameroon was not a colonial territory of La Republique du Cameroun. The people of Southern Cameroon were deprived of their right, their freedom to exist as a sovereign, distinctive nation. Their sovereignty were deprived because of one single individual, zealous single individual, Sir Andrew Cohen. Sir Andrew Cohen is a very interesting person to know in historical fact. He deprived the people of Southern Cameroon their right, their freedom to exist as a distinctive sovereign nation. The people of Southern Cameroon were more than Equatorial Guinea. At the time when these decisions were being taken place, Southern Cameroon were twice or three times more than the population of Equatorial Guinea. And yet, the United Nations recognized the statehood of of Equatorial Guinea and undermined the statehood of Southern Cameroon, despite the fact that misguided judgment of Andrew Cohen, the British administering authority in Nigeria. He has a false argument, says the people of Southern Cameroon was incapable to govern themselves, despite the fact that even La Republique du Cameroun did not have any administrative authority as the people of Southern Cameroon. The only democratic institution that took place in La Republique du Cameroun that were led by the UPC political wing party. They won majority in the assembly in La Republique, but they were deprived because of their philosophy. France hunted some of their leadership. They took a asylum in Southern Cameroon territory as a refugee in Southern Cameroon. So La Republique was a refugee in Southern Cameroon because the leader of the UPC party were deprived their right to exist as a sovereign nation. Despite this, the people of Southern Cameroon welcomed the refugee of La Republique du Cameroun. Some of the leaders of the UPC were in Southern Cameroon seeking for asylum. Today, because of the people of Southern Cameroon has been deprived of their right. In fact, subsidies were usually provided by the UK, by the Queen, the UK government, to all its colonial territory. The people of Southern Cameroon was an exceptional case that subvention were never provided because we made excess surplus in Southern Cameroon that they did not need any anticipated subsidies to the Southern Cameroon. They provide subsidies to the northern state that joined Nigeria, part of Southern Cameroon that joined Nigeria. However, the people of Southern Cameroon did not need any subsidies. The fact that Andrew Cohen, in a forceful assumption or an argument that the people of Southern Cameroon need subsidies, we have excess surplus in our balance sheet in each fiscal statement of the new year fiscal year. So we make excess surplus to provide all our basic needs to the people of Southern Cameroon. La Republique, sometimes they could not even borrow up to 500,000 CFA in La Republique banks. Yet in Southern Cameroon, people are proud to able to get 500,000 CFA cash in banks in Southern Cameroon. All those banks have been closed down by the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun, that have marvelously siphoned all the revenue and the surpluses from Southern Cameroon. I can name the rest. The Power Camp, the National Electricity Corporations that have excess supply of electricity throughout Southern Cameroon was closed down. You have the road network. We have the PWU that were providing road construction in Southern Cameroon. All the machines, those machines were transported to Yaounde and give us as a rentage. Imagine that the pain and the suffering that the people of Southern Cameroon has gone through to this moment. Do you expect the people of Southern Cameroon should fold their hand and be the watch and see La Republique trample upon the citizens of Southern Cameroon? We are here for a legitimate war, fighting to free our homeland that has been ravished by the enemy force of La Republique du Cameroon on the false pretext that it was the territory of La Republique du Cameroon. And that is why I show, let me bring the neighboring country La Republique president, and he's still the president, what he speaks for himself, because
on avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste.
So, as what he is saying, that they have given a special status. Imagine the people of Southern Cameroon with a sovereign distinctive government, because the United Nations document specifically state the government of Southern Cameroon, the government, it said the government of Southern Cameroon, That is what the United Nations specifically state. The government of Southern Cameroon should and urgently initiate an ongoing negotiation between the government of La Republique du Cameroon. As right now, as I'm speaking, there have not been any negotiation between the people and the government of Southern Cameroon as mandated by the United Nations to urgently initiate the discussion. None doesn't exist, and yet the people, when you ask somebody outside, he says, oh, the Cameroon. No, we are not Cameroon. We are not. Then let me address some specific individual, zealous individual in Southern Cameroon. And this one we go to. I usually don't go after a certain individuals, but it's a time I have to go after the individuals. And this has to do with Mimi Mefo. You know, I usually don't go after women because sometimes people say, oh, the men dominant force, they want to show control over. I want to clarify Mimi Mefo because I always read her tweet, but I want to clarify her, and I need her to be able to listen and understand the difference. She graduated from the University of Boya in the School of Journalism. I am sure she may have come across, because in every institution in Southern Cameroon, they educate about the origin of Southern Cameroon. And I am sure Mimi Mefo must have come across. In fact, Mimi Mefo, I would love you to go and read the United Nations document, because that is the origin of La Republique is specifically stated in the United Nations document. The origin of Nigeria are specifically stated in the United Nations document. The origin of the rest of other African countries that fall under the mandatory colonial territory are specifically mentioned at the United Nations document. So when you address the people of Southern Cameroon, you use the word separatist. I want to be clear that you use a dictionary and understand the clear meaning of separatist. Because when you understood the meaning of separatist, then you can understand the consequence of how to elaborate in your writing up. First, when the United Nations in 1961 asked for the government of Southern Cameroon to urgently initiate an ongoing discussion with La Republique du Cameroon, it means the United Nations recognized that there was a government existed in Southern Cameroon. If there was a government existed in Southern Cameroon recognized by the United Nations, then it is an obligation that La Republique du Cameroon has not in any profile have any concrete negotiation as mandated by the United Nations to immediately initiate. So when you call the people of Southern Cameroon as a separatist, who is a separatist? I understand, because you're looking for place to leverage this. I want you to be very vigilant in educating the correct facts and clarity. And I understand that you may be upset when you listen to this, my message. But however, I want you to understand the concept so that you can be a better, I am not a journalist and I can't speak on behalf of journalists, but I want that you should understand the clear concept so you utilize those concepts in clear terms. So, La Republique du Cameroon, over time, for example, the Fumba negotiation was not a negotiation. In fact, there were women that were being allocated there to deceive the citizens of Southern Cameroon, like you can see the dancing style of Ngu Foncha. That was a clear plan of La Republique du Cameroon to carry all the Fumba women and present there to deceive the people of Southern Cameroon and think that there was a negotiation going in Fumba. It was a bogus negotiation. It was absolutely disgusting. And so as of this date, there have not been any negotiation between the government as initiated by the United Nations and the government of Southern Cameroon. So therefore, by calling the people of Southern Cameroon as a separatist, you simply shown an irregular understanding of facts. Let's look detailing. when the Western province, they call themselves the Republic of Grassfield, if the Western province decided to revolt against La Republique du Cameroun because their leader was deprived of a presidency, then they have a legitimate right to fight for that. But however, they can be classified as a separatist because originally they are part of La Republique du Cameroun in 1960 when France, administering authority, presented them to the United Nations for acceptance. So they were part of La Republique. If Littoral province decided to revolt, they are separatists. If Grand Nord decide to separate, they are separatists. So there is a great distinction between the people of Southern Cameroon. Because in 1961, when Southern Cameroon was administered by the Great Britain, La Republique was a part of territory of Southern Cameroon. So therefore, there's a great distinction, but utilizing the word separatist. That you can call the people of Southern Cameroon a restoration force. I want to see you use error correction and error prevention tools to correct the mistake you send out your messages and to avoid all those disinformation about clarity of your message. I understand you have to be clear. And any other journalism in Southern Cameroon that are watching this, my message, I want to make it clear. Utilize a word with clarity and understand facts and utilize those facts. If Western province want to secede as a public grassfield, that is a separatist because they are separating from the original state of La Republique du Cameroun. The people of Southern Cameroon are fraud made by La Republique du Cameroun. You can listen from the president himself that they wanted to integrate and give us a special status. Thus, La Republique has the authority to decide the future statehood of Southern Cameroon. Of course not. La Republique itself has no authority whatsoever to define the status of our people. We, the people, must decide the status of Southern Cameroon and not the other way around. I'm sure this make understanding. It makes the message clear. It makes you to be able to make sound judgment and reasoning as a correctively. This is Comrade Funton Daniel. I'm speaking live here from the great state of Texas, here in the United States, and thank everyone for watching. This is Ambzonia Wall of Independence. Have a wonderful and nice, blessed weekend.
You want to take the agreement? Say the note. Now Allah.